maybe 60% of the total amount of possible victory points. Maybe that's too much. Well, it's difficult to do in just one thing because it's going to be accumulative. And we don't know what the maximum number is going to be because we don't know exactly how long a session is. Okay, so it looks like we're back in the game again. We do now have a Bahmanis, we have our Papal States, and we have our Poland. There we go. That's going to make a big difference. So why were you yellow? Apparently Castile has bought a bit of England. And that does look like it's a deal done with the British. So why would Val have sold Cornwall to Castile? Because that's definitely not something an AI would do. That's a player action right there. Do our players have designated enemies? Nope. I've tried to be as hands-off as possible with the diplomacy, although we have introduced some of the rules from the previous session, which we added towards the end of the previous session. So what those are is you can only be allied with up to 3 players, only 3-player alliances. You can only ally with one great power. You can't ally with multiple. And the top 4 great powers cannot be allied with each other. So no France-England alliance, for example. That is an illegal move. You cannot do it. However, if you have diplomatic or... what are they called? I'm trying to remember what the different idea groups are. Diplomatic or influence ideas which grant additional relation slots. For every additional relation slot you have is another potential player alliance. So if you have both diplomatic ideas and influence ideas, you can actually have up to 5 player allies. But again, the great power rules are still very much in force. So you can have 1 great power and 4 allies, for example. And also if your nation, as a national idea, has a relation slot. For example, I thought Muscovy did. Maybe Russia does. Oh no, Muscovy does. Diplomatic relations +1. Muscovy can actually have an additional ally because of that. I think that's all of the basic rules that we needed to talk about. We are still using the protected rules. So for example, the fact that Tunis, Portugal, and whoever the third country was are not here. Those countries are protected. Those cannot be attacked. If, however, they are not here again next week, then they are good to go. They can attack them at will. That's not a problem. So I'm going to be very curious to see what opening moves are. I don't know if players have necessarily had enough time to sort out alliances yet. If we just go over to the diplomatic map mode real quick, then we could go and click on some nations to see who they're allied with. So right now we've got an England-Portugal alliance. I think that's one they actually start with. England and France are at war. We have our first player war. So that supposed good agreement between these two nations has not lasted, and Castile immediately going to war with England. England having also sold Devon, apparently. I wonder if this is actually part of a plan to switch territory or not. Or maybe they're just going to piece out of this one, because I had heard rumours that there were going to be not exactly an alliance, because that would be an illegal move, but certainly a non-aggression pact between England and France. But it does not look like that's going to be the case. England, Castile and France are at war. Portugal not having been called in yet. Peace offer from France immediately coming in, but I don't know if Val is necessarily going to answer. Why has he done this? I'm fascinated about that. Because he's at war, well, I don't really want to ask him live, because that could give plans away. We're going to have to wait and see. This is very curious. Okay, so yes, that was what I thought it was going to be. It was just England using the peace deal to give all of Normandy and also Aquitaine to the French. However, England is immediately selling part of southern England to them. What is going on here? This is the last thing England should be doing, unless England is planning on just moving somewhere else, which is possible. I'd be a bit disappointed if they do, but they could. Oh no, England's got all of the French stuff back again. But Castile still owns Cornwall and Devon. Anyway, we do have some other wars. So Helsin is currently at war with Novgorod. No real surprises there. I was slightly wondering if Portugal would try to get in the action here and protect Novgorod, or if Sweden would try to protect Novgorod. But Sweden is still going to be under their master in Denmark, part of the Kalmar Union, which is the starting situation for them. Hosokawa is at war. So if we just switch over to Japan, we got the green guys currently fighting against Kono and Uswegi. Uswegi being the white guys up here, and then Kono being the white little province here. So Hosokawa trying to grab the rest of their territory in the island, and therefore giving themselves a little bit of a safe base to work from, which would be great. Then we've got the Martian over in Jiangsu, also at war, currently fighting against Udege, who are the kind of cyanide turquoisey colour over here. Torshian in Morocco fighting against Tlemcen and Touggourt. So that's going to be Tlemcen and Touggourt as these guys over here. So clearly Morocco just trying to carve out a little bit more territory, probably because Tunis is not here at the moment, so denying this land to the Tunisian player. Then we have Klemf over in the Bahmanis fighting against Vijayanagar. Bahmanis going in deep at the very, very start. This is a Bahmani reconquest. This is going to be a bit of a brave fight, because they're going to be up against a lot of different powers. So where's the Bahmanis army? They've got 13,000, 17,000, up against 24,000 right there. Another 12,000 Vijayanagar. I think that the Bahmanis may have bitten off a little bit more than they can chew here. I mean, it's a good idea to try and cut Vijay down to power, but would you really do that as an opening gambit? I'm not sure. And then we have also got Oda over in Japan fighting against Toki and Yamana. So Oda is the red player right there, fighting against... Let's actually go back to the diplomatic map mode so we can take a look. So we can see here it's up against Yamana, which are the purples, which are actually quite large, and then Otomo. No, Toki. They're allied to Otomo. That makes more sense. Alright, cool. Oh, is England doing a pirate game? Because England needs to become a pirate. You need to be on an island and you need to have like 5 provinces. So I wonder if England is trying to sell provinces so that they can become a pirate republic. Now that would be interesting. What happened to the Great Power Ally rule? If someone climbs into the ranks, they have to break the Great Power Alliances to follow the rules of grandfathered in. Nope, they have to break the alliances. That's the whole point. We're trying to have a more dynamic diplomatic system. Ulm is a player, yes. Unless Ulm has just been defeated. No, Ulm still exists. Kaiser Wilhelm, who was kind of infamous in the previous game for playing as Ethiopia and then being in continual rebel problems. But Ulm in this, I think, is a free city, which means that they are under like the direct protection of Austria. And Austria is going to struggle to eliminate Ulm as a free city. So Ulm might just be able to hold out. Ulm just won. Who was Ulm fighting? Not sure. Oirat. Oirat are at war. Oirat are currently fighting against Cochin, Donghai, and Yeren. I don't see where any of those countries are. Ah, over here. Cochin. Is that who they're actually directly fighting? So, Oirat and Mongolia are going after Cochin, which is going to probably be really in Jiangsu's backyard. So I'm not sure how Jiangsu is going to feel about that. Then we have the Papal States also fighting against somebody. The Papal States are currently going up against Provence, Lorraine, and Ormond over in Ireland. So Provence, Papal States trying to grow around Avignon, I suspect, denying territories to the French. So possibly already a little bit of friction between those two, especially as this region is A, pretty wealthy, and B, in the Genoa trade node, which is again going to be trampling all over the French backyard and one of the potential French cash cows. don't think we've got any new wars appeared. Certainly no player wars just yet. I think I want to go and see the Bahmanis. I really do think that Bahmanis have probably bitten off a bit more than they can chew, although they are currently fighting a very good battle here against Vijay. Vijay were just 7,000 against the 19,000 combined Bahmanis forces, and they do have a fair bit more morale, which will definitely be an advantage. Bahmanis trying to come in, Vijay trying to come in with another 14,000 reinforcements, but not there on time, and they've definitely done some damage. Vijay having lost 12,000, although Bahmanis have lost 19, and they're already down to medium war enthusiasm, probably because of these occupations. In fact, Vijay has taken a fort already. Even I was surprised by the rebel problems in Ethiopia, and that's saying something. Yeah, Ethiopia was not having a good time with that. So what Kaiser Wilhelm probably wants to do is play as a nation that has a really high natural unrest reduction to help with that. Raise the black flag. I do wonder if they're selling more and more. You know, I think they are. And this is not going to be good for France and Castile. Because if they have an agreement for England to buy these provinces back again once they've raised the black flag, England's going to be such a thorn in these guys' side. Especially because of the plus 50% naval force limit. This is an insane plan. I love it. England's definitely going to their roots with the whole naval power thing. Ottomans are at war. Who are the Ottomans fighting? The Ottomans fighting and picking on Byzantium. No real surprise there. 20,000 Ottoman soldiers coming in against the 8,000 Byzantines. And who else are they fighting? Athens and Moldavia. Not really the most difficult of coalitions to be facing down right there. Hey Cranky. Is it fair to say that this game would take a while to learn to play well? I would say to play well, yes. This is very much a game which is okay to get into, but very, very difficult to master because there are so many different facets and different things going on. However, I would recommend you go check out my Getting Started tutorial over on YouTube. If someone wants to link that, that would be pretty awesome. Yeah, we are definitely struggling with people's speed. Who's causing us problems? Huzzah! Hades was behind. I should probably start watching that because I did threaten to kick people who couldn't keep up. Although I must admit I've not been watching the lagging notifications. Because it's not fair on the other players if someone keeps lagging. I have the game, but I've never fired it up yet. Oh, this is such a good game. I would really highly recommend it. Definitely one of the best, if not the best, strategy game out there. Okay, so it looks like Vijay has done a big counterattack. Bahmanis, having been left with a couple fewer troops, they are taking a little bit of attrition standing there, so I think I would probably try to split up. And the attackers taking maximum attrition while they're going after Bidar, which is the Vijay capital. So losing that would be a very big blow in the war effort. They have pieced out one of their opponents. I think taking some territory from Telangana, which was probably their initial objective, but facing the ire of facing the ire of Vijay without really having too many allies might be a bit difficult. 24,000 coming in. Bidar is unfortunately just grassland, so no innate defensive bonus to be gained from doing this action. Vijay again having the lower morale by about 0.5. It looks like Bahmanis are also doing a ton more damage. Bahmanis do have an extra 1,000 cavalry over the Vijay alliance. Bit of a worse roll that time around. What are the generals like? 4-1-2 versus a 4-2-2. So the Bahmanis general being slightly better at shock, and shock at this stage of the game is absolutely king. A good victory there for them, actually. So if we take a look at the battles, they are getting 11 war score from the battles themselves, but in terms of just occupations, they are losing right now. They are also tapped for manpower whereas Vijay is not yet, but Vijay is getting pretty close. I wonder if Bahmanis' plan is just to try and get Vijay down to low war enthusiasm, which might well be a fairly decent way of doing it. Hey Zale. What am I most excited for in Crusader Kings 3? Dynasties. The changes in the dynasties look really, really cool. Can't wait for that. Meanwhile, over in England, southern Wales has gone over to the Castellans. France continues to buy up territories on the coast. I'm a little... Oh no, you can only take territories, you can't give as well in a peace deal. So how many is England up to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In fact, I can just click on England and find out this way. Go into economy. 21 provinces, and I think they need to have 5 to raise the black flag. I wonder if black flag is already appearing here or not. No. However, if we go over to Betsimisaraka, we can probably see it. No, we can't. I guess it only appears when you actually meet the conditions, which they right now do not. And Betsimisaraka again losing to their opponents. I don't think I've ever seen Betsimisaraka doing well here, which is always unfortunate. And then this, no, which one was it? It was Vatamandri, this one, being the war goal that the other players are going to be wanting to get. So, in fact, now that we can actually zoom in and see where the 7 conditions are, Gotland is one of the 7 provinces that players are going to be fighting over. Chelra, over here, is one of the victory conditions. Rhodes is the 3rd one. And then over in the Caribbean, we have got Tortuga up here. Then in Africa, we have Vatamandri. In Madagascar, we have Tirhut, the mighty Tirhut, over in India. And actually, I'm kind of... I don't want to say I'm glad that we don't have a Jampur, because I was a little bit concerned, because Jampur was going to be a player and was right next to Tirhut. They'll just grab it, and that's basically 2 victory points constantly for a lot of the game. So this very much leaves the Indian side a little bit more open. We've got Tsushima over in Japan, which has still not been taken over by anyone, which is good. Can't be fighting against the Pirate Daimyo. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Tortuga 7. That's all of them. Was that Orthodox religion in England? No. You had to have 6 territories last time I played in order to raise the black flag. Gotcha. Wonder if Castile and France will be willing to give back all of the free land once England is weak. I mean, this is a great opportunity to go after the English. I mean, you have territory to land troops in. You absolutely could just sweep in and backstab him. And this would be such a good opportunity. Like, England is taking a humongous risk doing this. I still think it's going to be a lot worse long-term for France and Castile if England does manage to become a pirate republic. I wonder if England's just trying to move over to Ireland, because they've still not gotten rid of the Pale. And this was... I was very tempted to make this into one of the victory conditions, but it was just a little bit too close to Gotland and Chelra to really do that, and also it starts under England. Decision to host the Black Flag needs less than 7 owned provinces, with all being coastal or island. So yeah, the fact that Val is selling the coasts is a little bit questionable. I think I would have kept like this area and then sold this area. So maybe he's not going for Black Flag. Maybe they're trying to do something else, but I'm not sure what. Maybe they're trying to make England not a great power so that they can ally with him. Because England is not on the great power list anymore. France is now second. This is giving 3 points to France as well. France is now going to be earning 2 points if the great power list does not change before the end of the game. In fact, no, it's just in terms... France is first, so France would get the full 4 points, Poland would get 2, Ottomans would get 1. No, other way around. Mamluks. France gets 4, Mamluks gets 2, Poland gets 1. Ottomans get 0.